In Fallout, when a vault is still clean, still working, and people inside are not screaming, glowing, or worshipping a toaster, you start getting suspicious. Because Vault-Tec did not build vaults to save people. They built vaults to see what would happen to people. This is Tommy's Wasteland Files. Today's file, Vault 81. At first, Vault 81 feels wrong because it feels normal. People live there, kids go to school, doctors treat patients, traders sell supplies, and nobody immediately asks you to join a cult, which in the Commonwealth is basically suspicious behavior. Compared to places like Vault 111, Vault 95, or Vault 75, Vault 81 looks like a miracle, a vault that actually worked. But that is only half the story. The real Vault 81 was not just a shelter. It was supposed to be a medical experiment. Vault-Tec wanted to create a universal cure for disease, which sounds noble until you remember this is Vault-Tec, and their version of medical research usually starts with, "Do not tell the test subjects." Behind the walls, there was a hidden section of the vault, a secret medical lab separated from the main population. The scientists were supposed to observe the residents, expose them to diseases, and use them as living data. So yes, Vault 81 was designed to cure humanity by quietly turning humanity into lab rats. Beautiful, very ethical, 5 stars, would report to the board of directors. But here is where Vault 81 becomes interesting, because the original overseer did something Vault-Tec clearly did not expect. He developed a conscience. Instead of letting the experiment run, he sabotaged it, kept most of the scientists sealed away from the residents, and stopped the main vault population from becoming test subjects. Because of that one decision, Vault 81 became one of the few vaults where people actually got to live. That is the twist. Vault 81 survived not because Vault-Tec had a good plan, but because someone ignored the plan. And that might be the most dangerous thing in the entire company handbook. Of course, the secret did not stay buried forever. Years later, a kid named Austin gets sick after being bitten by an infected mole rat, because apparently even the walls in Vault 81 had a side quest hidden behind them. That leads you into the secret part of the vault, where the clean little community suddenly turns into dark corridors, dead researchers, lab equipment, hidden observation rooms, and infected mole rats carrying the remains of an experiment that should have died 2 centuries ago. And at the heart of it all, you find Curie, a medical robot who spent years working toward the cure, still dedicated, still polite, still somehow more emotionally stable than half the Commonwealth. Curie gives you the cure, but Fallout being Fallout, there is a catch. There is only 1 dose. Austin needs it, and if you caught the disease yourself, you need it too. So the game turns a hidden Vault-Tec experiment into a small moral choice. Save the kid, or save yourself from a permanent consequence. And that is why Vault 81 works as a story. Because it is not just another dead vault full of skeletons and terminal entries. It is a vault where someone tried to stop the nightmare before it started, and still, the nightmare leaked through the walls. The people of Vault 81 are not evil. Most of them are just living their lives, trying to keep the lights on, trying to raise kids underground, trying to pretend the Commonwealth outside is the dangerous part. But the truth is, the danger was always inside too. Sealed behind doors, buried in records, waiting for one unlucky kid and one very bitey mole rat to remind everyone what Vault-Tec built this place for. Vault 81 is not the darkest vault in Fallout 4, not even close. But it might be one of the most uncomfortable. Because it shows you something worse than a failed experiment. It shows you an experiment that was stopped and still managed to hurt people. So maybe Vault 81 is not a story about Vault-Tec's evil working perfectly. Maybe it is a story about how hard it is to escape evil after someone builds it into the walls. Now tell me, was Vault 81 saved by its overseer? Or was it doomed the moment Vault-Tec designed it?